Quest Barbecue Show, meals to die for. Thanks to everybody for subscribing, for commenting, and for liking. Really helps me grow the channel. Today we're gonna do something super fun, Toronto Twinkies. What is that? Well, there is a Texas Twinkie, which is kind of jalapeno with cream cheese and brisket. I thought, well, let's do a Canadian version, a Toronto version. So we're gonna have some super fun today, and it is a super hot day. So thanks to my friends at Bearded Butcher, they sent me a beautiful kit with lots of spice. We're gonna be using their spices, and I got a nice hat, and check out this shirt, and check out this this mug. It's, oh, look at that. Whew. Man, they sell this in a kit, so if you can pick up this kit, and it's keeping my water ice cold. This is fantastic. So thank you again. Thank you again to my friends at Bearded Butcher. So, the Toronto Twinkies, what's that? Well, we're gonna put some cream cheese. We're gonna smoke some cream cheese, but we're gonna put some seasoning on it from our friends. We're gonna use Bearded Butcher Black seasoning. And instead of jalapenos, which are very American or Mexican, we are using hot Ontario banana peppers. Hot Ontario banana peppers. And for our sauce, we're using the Smoke Show. Welcome to the Smoke Show. It's one of my favorite spicy barbecue sauces. You'll see how we use that. On the inside of half of them, I'm gonna put some Bison. Check that out from our friends at Nobel Bison. Thanks to Kelly and the team for sending along some Bison, of course a little bit of swag, and then we're gonna wrap these things in Dubreton bacon, organic bacon. So there's a lot going on here, but this is gonna be super fun. Let's get started. All right, so first things first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna smoke and loosen up these banana peppers a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open them up and slice them. And what that will do, they'll separate a bit. So not all the way, so we'll just cut them down, and we're gonna then put them on the Yoder and smoke them for about an hour. And that will open them up and loosen them up. They're gonna go back on after that, after we put our mixture in. So we're gonna cut these all open. Just be careful not to go through. Not yet taking out the center parts or the seeds, but we will. All right, that is perfect. So that is step one. And then we'll get them on the Yoder a little later. We're gonna make our sauce. The first step of the next step, so to speak, is we are gonna take a drink from my amazing Bison container. This thing keeps stuff hot and cold like you wouldn't believe. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a block of cream cheese, ordinary Philadelphia cream cheese, and we're gonna smoke it. We're not gonna cold smoke it, we're just gonna smoke it at about 200. So my ribs are in there, I'm doing ribs as well. So we're gonna put that in along with the ribs. Now, I've watched this, we're gonna put on some parchment paper, and just the composition of the cheese means it won't get all melty. And unlike the cold smoked cheese where we let it rest for 7 days, for this cheese we're gonna do something different. All right, so first of all, we're gonna score the cheese, comme ça. And now we're gonna cover it with our Butcher Blend Black, because I'm gonna use this same spice on the Bison and in our sauce, you'll see. I don't know, they're all, it's hard to pick a favorite, but I really like this one. Love the aroma, and they really nailed it. They nailed it with all their spices, actually. Amazing. All right, so we're gonna cover this in some spices. It's a super hot day today, particularly for, Toronto, which doesn't get it gets a little intense heat, nothing like my friends are getting in Texas. That kind of relentless heat. So it's nice, I'm enjoying it actually. All right, so we're gonna let that set for a bit, but what we're gonna do is we'll get a tray, and we're gonna get some of a parchment paper. So I got this from Reynolds. They make this unbleached compostable parchment paper. And we're gonna put a layer of that down, and then we will put our block of cheese down on the parchment paper. Get rid of what's left there, all right. And now, let's get that onto the Yoder. Our cream cheese has been on for 2 hours, and I've kept it on at 200 degrees. So let's take a look. Oh, check that out. That is exactly what I was looking for. Check that out. Shout out to Chef Tom at All BBQ, the sauce, where I got this recipe. Set it in nice, and that is good to go. So let's get that into the bowl and on to our next step. All right, got my Dale Strawn knife here. Perfect Pitmaster knife for the job ahead. And we've got our Nobel Bison and our Butcher's Black. Thanks again to Bearded Butcher. What I want to do is cover it in our seasoning and let it sit for a spell while our salt block is heating up. So I've got our salt block here on the back of the Yoder, really intense heat. I want that really super, super hot. And you want to get that up gradually. So, you know, don't keep it in the house. You know, it's a hot day, so I brought it outside. And just raise the temperature or else it'll just crack. And then you'll be kind of, you know, out of luck. All right, let's get this out of its package. Just pull this back. Just a nice little piece of bison. All right, I'm not gonna touch that too much. Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That adds a little bit of fat. That's all right. Not gonna worry too much about that. Now, what I'm going to do, and let's just season it up. Again, looking at the ingredients here, making sure, because it's going on a salt block, that there's not much, there's no MSG, it's gluten-free, and there's not much salt at all. What have we got? Cane, brown sugar, dehydrated garlic, onions, spices, a little bit of sea salt, but it's 5th or 6th down. So you just got to be, again, careful. Camelina oil on that. Adds as a nice binder. And we're going to put our seasoning on. And then we're going to let it rest for a bit. All right. Make sure and tune into my bison brisket episode. We'll put a link in the show notes for that because that turned out super amazing. All right. We'll let that sit a spell while our block comes up to temperature. We're going to be using our handy temperature device here from Mastercraft Canadian Tire, just so we can tell, you know, what the temperature's at of our block. I want it super hot. Let's see how hot we can get it. Where is it now? Right now that temperature's at about 220, 250. Already coming up nicely. I want that like searing hot. If I want to sear the bison, I'm going to cut it in these strips because then I'm going to put a little more seasoning in, and that's how we can kind of infuse it with the salt. There we go. Liking it. And we'll just kind of move it around on the board. There's lots of seasoning. Maybe I'll just give it a quick dusting. There we go. All right, now let's wait for our salt block to come up to temperature. Okay, so while we're waiting here, we've got our smoked cream cheese. Check that out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 2 different stuffings for different Toronto Twinkies. One, we're gonna have bison, and one we're gonna have no bison. So let's split this in half. Oh, look at that. And it comes right off. Perfect, look at that. Don't have to put much seasonings in because it's well seasoned. But what we are going to do is put in some salt, some sauce. What am I going to use? I'm bringing on the Smoke Show. One of my favorite sauces, a lightly smoked jalapeno barbecue sauce. So we're going to put some in there, and let's just mix that up. Oh, look at that. That just comes together quite nicely. Yeah, woohoo! It's got some crispness to it. It's funny because it's got, you know, the outside's a little crisp. It smells just amazing. And we're going to pop that in the fridge just to make it a little easier, a little more pliable to work with. So this one I'll start, but I also want to mix in the bison. So I just want to get it started. Let's take a little, oh my God, that's good. Oh, that's good. Okay, that's going in the fridge. Our salt block is ready. Let's take a temperature check. 526 degrees. I would call that ready. So let's get these pieces of bison on. Oh yeah, listen to that. Very nice, very nice. Now these ones, I'll put back in the fridge because we'll cook those later while those are cooking up for inside of our mixture. Doesn't take too much. Don't want to overcook this. Nice and rare. Almost done, actually. Didn't take too long at 500 degrees. All right, let's call this done. Let's get those off, let them rest and chill out. And we'll put our salt block back here, ready for the next use. All right. All right, now it's time to put our peppers onto the Yoder, and we're gonna put those on for about half an hour, just to kind of have them open up, soften up, a bit easier for us to work with. All right, so we've got our bison off, it's rested for a little bit. We have our Dale Strom Pitmaster knife again, and let's just cut this up into super small pieces. Ooh, it's hot. Oh, it's looking amazing. Get some of that fat off, I think, okay? All right, now let's get that into our cream cheese mixture. There we go. Get ready for this, man. All right, so this one, like our others, I'm just gonna pop in the fridge, let that solidify a bit, and then go check on my hot banana peppers, see how they're doing. All right, our peppers are out, so let's get in and clear out as much as we can from the seeds and the center of these peppers. All right, now, let's see. Is this the one with the bison? Which is the one with the bison? This is bison, all right. That's good, maybe a little less than the next one. There we go, that's our 3 bison. Toronto Twinkies. Now let's get our regular, our non-Bison. I think I could have left these, taken these out a little earlier. They're a little too soft. I left them in a little long. We have guests over. Last time I looked at them, they were still, nothing was happening, and then suddenly they're kind of falling apart a little bit. So keep a close eye on them. Probably more like 20, 25 minutes. Then I probably left them in for a little bit longer than that. All right, now we take some Dubreton's organic bacon and we wrap. Let's see if I can do the one glove challenge. It's hot today, man. I'm sweating. It's hard to get these gloves on. There we go. That's better. All right. I'm going to take 2 pieces of bacon each. These are a bit longer, and you want to overlap them as you're doing it. All right. Going good, going good. Liking it. I am liking it. These are nice thin pieces. Don't go for thicker pieces of bacon on this because it'll take forever to render down. Okay, our Toronto Twinkies are wrapped. One last thing is we're going to spice them up a little bit, and then we're going to throw them on the Yoder. There we go. A little bit of extra spice. Now I'm going to put toothpicks in, so that indicates the ones with the Bison in them. Let's get these on the Yoder. Let's get our Toronto Twinkies, check that out, onto the Yoder. Crank this up a little bit, up to 300. Let's go a little higher, 310. All right. Be right back. All right, our Toronto Twinkies have been on for a while. Oh my goodness, they're looking amazing. Look at that. The bacon is rendering just fine. Now it's a good time to put a little bit of our smoke show. Time for the smoke show. I love saying that, by the way, if you haven't guessed. All right, our Toronto Twinkies are ready. Let's take a look, the big reveal. Ho ho, they look amazing. Let's get them off. Beautiful, they hold together so nice. Don't forget the ones with the toothpicks. I've got the Bison in them. Look at that. Fantastic, we'll let those chill a bit. And let's get the rest off of the Yoder. Toronto Twinkies, let's see how they go. They're a little soft.
Can I get a knife and fork?
How is it?
Amazing.
Creamy? Saucy, a little bit hot?
Smoky. Yeah, a little bit of spice.
Nice.
Not too much. I think I can live.
All right. All right, Adriana, try yours.
Here we go.
Now these are the ones with the Bison in them, right? We can tell that because the toothpick's in there. They're a little gnarly to eat with that bacon because the bacon kind of hangs out. First reaction. Oh, I got a head nod.
A lot of flavor. Very nice.
All right.
Very nice.
Let's get a good close-up. Hot banana peppers, smoked cream cheese, Dubreton's organic bacon, smoke show sauce, and on it goes. All right, let's try. Which end am I going to try? I'm going to try this end. Let's give it a try. Oh my God, that's good. It's got the heat of the banana pepper. I'm sure I'm talking with my mouth full. It's got the heat of the banana pepper, the smooth creaminess of the smoked cream cheese. Delicious. Try this recipe. Try this recipe.